Online Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. Well, we did our live Twitter coverage of the blue and white scrimmage, and it was interesting. It was fun. I can't wait to see it a little bit more coming up here, in the next day or so. It's going to be on NBC or on Giants.com. One thing that did bother me during the scrimmage, and I think it should bother a couple people, would be the offensive line. Is it time to panic a little bit? Lorenzo Carter was the star of the night with anywhere between 3 to 4.5 sacks in a half of action. He abused Andrew Thomas at times and also Cam Fleming. The reason it's between 3 and 4.5 sacks is one of the sacks probably could have gone to Leonard Williams, and it might have gone to Leonard Williams, but you don't know. Also, Leonard Williams, was credited with the sack. We also had Kyler Freckle recorded a sack, and a couple other sacks happened. So the offensive line, I would not say played up to expectations. Now, my thing is this, yes, the offensive line, it is just a scrimmage. It is just, a dress rehearsal. But if we take a look at the situation, during the first scrimmage, we also had some issues with the offensive line. And during the first scrimmage, everyone even said that the defensive line was well ahead of the offensive line. Well, the problem is that has not seemed to change any. And I'm wondering if the line is just in flux. But some of the plays I saw Andrew Thomas on, Carter speed rushed right past him. He looked like O.C. Umenyiora at one point in time. And like I said, Thomas, of course, is just a rookie. But it's just, I don't want to throw the panic button now, only because of the fact that, like I said, it is just a scrimmage. This scrimmage is our preseason. We have till September 5th, of course, to make the roster cuts. So I'm not sure what Mark Colombo is going to do with the offensive line itself. I know Joe Judge had a lot of people moving around the line the other day. It's funny, you saw some things on Twitter that Matt Parrott had switched positions with Andrew Thomas, and everyone's like, "Oh yeah, he's gonna. We're gonna have 2 starting tackles, rookies." And Joe Judge even came out and said, it's the next man up theory. We want everyone on the line to know everyone else's position, and that's why people are playing out of position. It wasn't anything to read into, but then, of course, the Twitter sphere and everything else are reading into this. But the line, like I said before, I've been concerned. Spencer Pulley did not play in the scrimmage yesterday. Nick Gates, is he going to be the guy at center? Outside of Kevin Zeidler, what position is really set besides Zeidler and Will Hernandez? And like I said, and Will Hernandez is coming off a bad season. So we have to sit there and think about if, Matt Parrott's going to be in the mix, if Shane Lemieux is going to be in the mix, where Spencer Pulley going to play, if Nick Gates take over the center position. What's going to, Cam Fleming, is he going to be able to man that position for 16 weeks? Like I said, he couldn't win a job outright as a starter in reference to not winning the position by injury, because every time he started, it's because it's been out of necessity and due to injury. So is that a guy that, we want to go into week 1 with? I don't know. Like I said, I am a little concerned, but like I said, it is just preseason. It's not even preseason. It is our one scrimmage. And I'm concerned that if we go up against Pittsburgh which is a veteran team, and we played like we did in the scrimmage, we're going to be in big trouble. And I should go back and rephrase something. Lorenzo Carter flew past Cam Fleming like he was always a human. It wasn't Andrew Thomas, but you can see the play. It's on. I think it's on the Giants Twitter page. he did a little dip move. He swatted the ball out of Jones's hands, and that's another thing that concerned me. Jones, who wore the red jersey, could not be touched, but he still had a fumble. And one of the issues with that fumble was he was holding the ball too low. You would think at this point the focus of Garrett and Judge and everyone else with Jones would be to eliminate fumbles, and for him to still be holding the ball that low, that is an issue. And I don't know if it was just a mechanical thing. I don't know if he just was holding it low because he knew he wasn't going to get hit. It could have been a lot of things. So I mean, it's interesting. I mean, I don't know. I really can't. I don't want to judge Daniel Jones on a fumble on a scrimmage, which, if you watch some of the tape of the scrimmage, I mean, I even equated it to an NBA All-Star game. It's like, okay, I'm going to defend you, but I'm not going to defend you on this play. You could tell where the team went full speed, and you can tell where they were kind of just like, he's through the backfield. Okay, I'm just going to let him go. So, like I said, with Daniel Jones in the knowledge that he couldn't be touched, I mean, maybe he was just holding the ball like a loaf of bread because, he just thought that. But I would think at this point in time in training camp that Jones's mindset would be hold on to the ball. Let's not have a fumble, because you know what? We're gonna see this scrimmage, on Saturday, which is today, and we're gonna get a better look at it. But I don't know. I mean, like I said, there's opportunity to improve all throughout the game. It's just overall Jones had a good night, except for the lack of points. It kind of reminded me of a Eli Manning situation. Eli Manning would look good, especially in preseason. He might look good between the 20s, but then he would, they wouldn't get any points out of it. So, that could be the situation as well. But like I said, two things that are worrying me. Will the offensive line gel in time for Pittsburgh? Was the Daniel Jones fumble just an aberration because of the fact, like I said, that he knew he could not be touched? Or are we going to have another 18 fumbles like we had last year? And like I said, I don't want to extrapolate what he could fumble potentially over 16 games if this is going to be an issue. But like I said, I don't think it's going to be an issue. I just think, like I said, he may have gotten a little lazy with the ball because he knew he wasn't going to get hit. But what's concerning me more is the play of the offensive line. If, like I said, you go back to the first scrimmage, the first thing they said is the defensive line was well ahead of the offensive line. And you would hope by this scrimmage, which is their big dress rehearsal, the offensive line would have shown a little bit more fight. And that does concern me a little bit. But like I said, we got a couple more weeks to figure this out. We have to trust the staff. We got to trust Colombo. We have to trust Judge. And we kind of just going to go from there. And you know what? And that's really all I'm going to talk about today. It's been a long day. It's been a long night. It was fun doing everything on Twitter. But like I said, if you want, you can just send us an email. Just say hello, or if you have a question or an idea for a topic, just send it to onlineBigBlue@gmail.com. Or, of course, you can just follow us on Twitter directly at OnlineBigBlue1 on Twitter. And again, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. And as always, if you could like, if you could subscribe, if you could hit that bell, if you know what that means, that'd be awesome.